Davis from Drum Magazine, and this is the Afro-Caribbean practice pad video lesson. So today's lesson is going to be on clave and how specifically we can move it around the drums in a couple of different ways. Clave is a 5-note pattern, and it's going to be played in rumba clave or son clave. Example 1 is going to be in rumba clave, and traditionally it was played with 2 sticks, and that's how I'm going to play it now, and then we'll move it around the kit. So rumba clave in 3/2 sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so clave is commonly written out as a 2-measure phrase. The first measure has 3 notes, the second measure has 2. In example 2, right now, I'm going to demonstrate son clave. The difference between son and rumba clave, you'll hear, is that in son clave, you're landing on the 4 with the first measure, the third note of the first measure, and as opposed to rumba clave, where you're landing on the and of 4. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate son clave in 3/2, and it's going to sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so in both examples 1 and 2, you can start on the second measure and then end up with a 2/3 version of either rumba or son clave. All right, so we're going to take that 5-note pattern and first apply it to just the snare drum. This is a snare drum exercise. So it's just going to be a 2-measure pattern of 1/8 notes, and we're going to use that 5-note pattern as accents and then fill in the rest of the 1/8 notes with unaccented patterns. All right, so here is example 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we played example 3, we were just alternating our sticks, so that 5-note pattern came out to be right, left, left, right, right. It was a 2-measure phrase that just repeated that way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the 5-note pattern of clave, but we're going to maintain an alternating pattern with the accents. All right, so to make that come out correctly, we're going to use a 4-bar pattern, and we're going to add doubles to some of the unaccented notes so that we can always maintain an alternating accent pattern, right to left. All right, so this will be example 4. It's going to sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So moving clave off of just the snare drum, we're now going to put it on the bell of the ride cymbal. For this example, you can actually do any sound source you want. You can put it on woodblock sound, cowbell, extra hi-hat if you have it. For this demonstration, I'm going to put it on the bell of the ride cymbal, but you can be as creative as you want with it. All right, so that's where clave is going to go. And then underneath that, we're just going to keep a basic 1/4 note pulse, bass drum, hi-hat, bass drum, hi-hat. And then on the 2 and the 4 of each measure, snare drum, rack tom, snare drum, rack tom. All right, we put all that together, and this is going to be example 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're a little bit more of an advanced player, or you have some familiarity with the cymbal rhythm, or if you just want to challenge yourself, what we're going to do now is take the clave. I'm going to play it on a wood block, but we're going to go ahead and incorporate some tom-toms and a syncopated bass drum pattern Bass drum will be on the and of 2 and the 4, both measures. Left hand for me this time is going to be playing the rumba clave, and then I'm going to do some snare drum to tom-tom examples in there as well. So it's a little complex, but you know, if you challenge yourself, you should get it. And if you already know cymbal, that rhythm, then it's pretty much going to fall into place for you. This is going to be example 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've moved clave around the drum set a little bit with our hands. We played snare drum as an accent pattern. We moved it up to the ride cymbal, woodblock sound. What we're going to do now is move it to our feet. We're going to play the 3/2 son clave with our bass drum. All right. So this is going to have kind of a New Orleans-ish feel, second line feel. I'm going to play quarter notes on the hi-hat, and I'm going to add some backbeats on the snare drum that kind of play around the clave rhythm on the bass drum. So altogether, this is going to be example 7. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. If you like a challenge or you're a more advanced player, this next example is going to be based on what we just did in example 7. I'm going to continue to play that bass drum clave part, 3/2 son clave on the bass drum, but I'm going to play a much more syncopated hi-hat pattern. I'm going to add some accents and some opening hi-hats. Hi-hat's going to open on the last 2 notes of clave on the 2/3 of the second measure. A lot of ghost notes and accents on the snare drum. Put it all together and it's going to sound like this. This will be example 8. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully you enjoyed that. This is Brian Andres from Drum Magazine. I'll see you next time.